Yes, the title of the talk is An Introduction to Assistive Technology in the Workplace by Howard Chambers. And as I say, he's got a wealth of experience in this area. He worked for Remploy for some 27 years, and Remploy is an organization that provides employment services for disabled people. He's now an assistive technology consultant for Posturite, and he has a speciality and passion for the assistive technology market, particularly using the products to help people to cope with their conditions. And certainly for myself as an ergonomist, I find that anything that removes obstacles to the impaired worker usually proves to be of great benefit to us all. Now, before we start, I should just make sure that we've cleared up on the housekeeping details. And if you want to put questions to Howard, then please use the box on the right of your screen to type in your questions, and then at the end I'll try and put these to Howard. If we don't get enough time, then we can put these on the website with Howard's answers later on. So rather than take up any more of his time, I'll hand over to Howard for his presentation on assistive technology.
Thank you, John, and welcome to this talk today on assistive technology. What I'd like to do first of all is just do a quick chat on the new part of Posturite we have, which is enablement. Basically, this is a cyclical process where we can actually come in and review your current systems, or we can review what you have in place at the moment for assistive technology. We can assess individuals and the systems, and we can then help with your procurement. We have a lot of partners now set up where we can go and get really good price, high quality goods. We can help with your implementation, and we can also then provide training on all of the applications we actually suggest, and then provide a support which is quite unique for this sector. Most companies would provide some, but not all of these. We can actually fill that circle by providing the support. We can be that link of actually going back to the supplier if there are issues, and making sure those are actually catered for and got back to you quite quickly. So we're quite proud of that. So what are the benefits of this? We see it as a single service solution. We can provide everything in one lot. We're not having to go to A for one solution, B to the next. We can provide everything within our organisation, which means you get shorter cycle times. So from actually assessment to procurement to installation means the times are somewhat shorter, and which will indeed reduce the costs. We've also found there's better staff retention with this process. We did some surveys when I was in Remploy of this, and the fact that people were being seen to be treated quite quickly with their requests certainly meant a lot for those, and was high in their tick boxes. And of course, if we can get people to work better and are happy in the work, then the productivity will improve. The assessments themselves, we carry out within 2 weeks of referral, and all our assessments are done face-to-face, which is not something you'll find from some organisations. I do know some now will do over-the-phone assessments, which I really can't understand. You need to get into the depth of an assessment to understand what the issues are. Often you find people have complex barriers to work, not just the one you're sent out to see. So often people have things like stress or self-esteem issues, which you need to get to the bottom of as well. So these are the type of things we do. We do diagnostic dyslexia assessments, we do workplace needs, and then the actual assessments themselves are things like dyspraxia and mobility, dexterity. We also do visual impairments, and more common these days are hearing impairment assessments. What I'd like to do is to take you through some of the products that are currently out there for a number of issues that we find. The first one here is a product called Supernova. Supernova, a product that's British made, perhaps the biggest player on the market for this particular type of magnification and screen reading software. So this is Supernova.
Meet Dolphin Supernova.
Supernova is software which can be installed to any Windows PC to make it accessible for somebody who is blind or partially sighted.
Supernova has speech capabilities, magnification, and can also incorporate Braille.
It's not just people in the UK who use Supernova. The software has been translated and is used around the world.
There are 4 editions of Supernova. You can tailor-make your experience completely, as it's perfect for users with varying eye conditions and levels of sight.
Magnification.
Supernova magnification is tailor-made for any user with low vision. Magnification can be increased to 60 times. This is extremely useful as a user will want or require different levels of magnification within the same application.
True fonts is a feature within magnification which, when text is magnified, it allows the text to be crystal clear.
When the user would increase magnification to high levels, text would suddenly become pixelated or granulated. True fonts will now round off the edges and represent text the way it was originally.
There are no 2 people that have the same eye condition, and everybody sees the world slightly differently. So the Supernova magnifier includes a range of options to use just part of the screen for the magnified area.
A magnifying glass, a fixed magnification window. There's also top, bottom, left and right split screen.
Supernova has a feature where you can set custom colours, and you can also set it application specific. So if on the internet you wanted it black with white writing, but in other applications you wanted it a different colour, you can also do that.
With a plethora of options, you can get your screen looking just exactly how you want it.
Speech.
Whatever the cursor or whatever's in focus on the screen reader will output that to the speakers.
Supernova comes with a number of default voices, so you can choose one which is best for you.
Daniel.
Serena. Select Synth Dolphin Orpheus TTS2.
Synthetic Dave. Synthetic Andy.
You can also adjust those voices
Thank you for the lovely gift of flowers that you sent to
to
me.
make them faster,
Your gift brightened my day,
slower,
and it continues to brighten my home.
louder, quieter.
It was so nice to be remembered by you.
To use the internet with speech, we have a feature called the Dolphin Cursor, which takes all the information from the web page and it puts it into a logical order. So you start at the top and you use your cursor keys to navigate through the web page.
Or you can use quick navigation keys to jump to a specific element. So you might want to press H to go to the next heading, or T to go to the next table.
So the speech in Magnifier Reader allows the user to have a little bit of feedback.
Wikipedia. The free encyclopedia.
Sometimes after a long day, or perhaps when their eyes are getting weary, they may find that a little bit of extra speech support is helpful.
Today's featured article. Adenanthes obovitus is a shrub of the Proteaceae family, endemic to southwest Australia.
Supernova speech functionality is completely customizable.
To work with the widest range of applications.
For totally blind users, it gives them back their independence that they might have lost through the loss of their eyesight.
Braille.
Wherever you are on your computer, you might be in the start menu or on a web page or in a Microsoft Word document, Supernova translates that text into Braille and sends it to your refreshable Braille display.
Supernova with Braille also supports input as well as output.
It means that you don't have to keep moving your hands between the Braille display and your QWERTY keyboard.
Supernova supports varying levels of Braille codes.
Contracted and uncontracted Braille, and also computer Braille.
Supernova Screen Reader and Supernova Access Suite, combined with a refreshable Braille display, provide everything you need to get going. Anywhere that you can have a computer, you can have Supernova.
The workplace, universities, schools, colleges, and also for home and personal use.
Dolphin offer a solution we call the Dolphin Pen.
Traditionally, when you've had Supernova on multiple machines, you've had to set up each one. Well, you don't need to do that with a pen. Insert it into another machine and your settings are right there.
Dolphin know that not all partially sighted or blind people can be put into simple boxes. So we offer a range of Supernova products.
Supernova Magnifier, which gives you just the magnification features.
Supernova Reader Magnifier, which is predominantly magnification with a bit of speech alongside it.
The ScreenReader, which gives you a combination of speech and braille.
Supernova Access Suite includes the full mix of access methods and is ideal for situations where somebody's eyesight is fluctuating or an organisation needs to service clients with different requirements.
And currently is the only product on the market that incorporates all features into one piece of software.
Dolphin Supernova. For every visual impairment.
I'm Aj Ahmed. I work on the help desk at product support for Dolphin.
I'm Colin Shales and I'm a product and usability tester at Dolphin.
I'm Dave Williams, Blindness Product Manager at Dolphin.
www.yourdolphin.com.
The guys didn't say there that all three of those guys are blind. They're completely blind, and they use their Supernova product to do everything you and I would do on a computer. Okay, the next one is TextHelp. Now, TextHelp is a product that's been created over in Ireland, Northern Ireland, for the dyslexia market, primarily for schools in the early days, now more and more into the workplace. And a lot more companies these days are taking this on as a universal product. That means they can put it onto one of their servers, and anybody in the company can get access to it. You're no longer having to put your hand up saying, I'm dyslexic, I've got a problem. Everybody can have access to this particular product. And the uptake has been fantastic. Companies like ITV in England, the Transport for London, and a lot of the fire and police forces now have this as an enterprise license. So this is a TextHelp, and like I say, this is for dyslexia.
TextHelp's world-leading software changes lives and creates an equal and inclusive working environment. Many organisations have benefited from introducing the software to attract, recruit and retain employees. Read and Write Gold's discrete toolbar provides a host of unique reading, writing and research features to assist with dyslexia, literacy difficulties and English as a second language. The software makes both electronic and paper-based documents and information accessible to employees. Double-click on the Read and Write Gold icon on your desktop to start the software. Information becomes instantly accessible with our speech technology. Any on-screen text can be read aloud through the speech feature, including websites, Word documents, emails, and PDFs.
Since being introduced to Read and Write Gold at work 2 years ago,
New to Read and Write Gold, the Voice Note feature enables you to add recorded audio notes into a Word document, a really quick way to record and share useful information and comments. Increase your productivity and work on the move with the SpeechMaker tool. Convert digital text to audio format and play it back on your iPod or MP3 player. Great when you need to review information while out of the office.
Dyslexia Software that changes lives.
These are great tools to proofread your work for any errors. The Spell Checker provides alternative spelling suggestions and definitions which can be read aloud. The Sounds Like and Confusable Words feature identifies words that sound the same but are spelt differently, which you may not realise are incorrect. It also provides alternative words, their definitions and sample sentences to ensure that you select the right word. With one easy click, you can look up, check and better understand the meaning of words with the Talking Dictionary. Definitions and sample sentences are provided. These can be read aloud to improve comprehension. Construct sentences with ease using the best word prediction tool on the market. Word prediction learns your writing style and predicts the word you want to use next as you type. Definitions of words are available which can be read aloud, helping to build your vocabulary and writing skills. The Fact Folder and Study Skills Highlighters are great tools to help gather, organise and present information quickly and efficiently. They are especially useful when collecting information for reports and research tasks, as they allow you to gather facts from various sources and produce a bibliography each time. To ensure you get the most from your software, each feature has a video tour to demonstrate its use. This is selected by clicking the drop-down arrow beside each feature. There are various license options available to purchase Read and Write Gold software, including single, mobile and corporate site licenses. You can find out more by contacting us. We hope you enjoy getting started with your Read and Write Gold software.
Okay, so that's Text Out, one of a number of products, but one we sort of specialise in and have partnered up with over in Northern Ireland. And they come and do quite a few of our talks. So if you ever get a chance to come to one of our seminars, certainly worth coming along to have a longer chat and a kind of view of that. The next tool is Dragon. Now, Dragon is a product that's improved no end the last few years. Speech recognition is nothing new. What is new is the fact that computers are a lot better now to deal with this. And certainly out of the box, I feel this is one of the best products I've seen. It really is a very, very clever product. Let me show you the video and then we'll have a talk.
Every day, millions of users rely on Dragon speech recognition software to achieve new levels of freedom and flexibility with their computers. Whether at work, home, or school, you can use your voice your way to realize your potential. Fast setup and helpful tutorials make it easy to get started. Dragon has automatically detected which audio inputs are available to me, and after a quick microphone check, my personal profile is created. That's it. I'm ready to go. Dictating documents with Dragon is up to 3 times faster than typing and much more accurate. Open Microsoft Word. Set font 20 points. Tips for helping Sally with math. New paragraph. Point out ways math is used every day, period. Include her in more activities involving math, like making purchases and measuring ingredients, period. Make it fun by playing games and doing puzzles that involve math, period. Bold every day. Underline, make it fun. Go to sleep. With Dragon, I can use simple voice commands to control my computer's programs and web browsers. I can even use my voice to dictate and edit in web applications like Gmail or Yahoo Mail. And the more I use Dragon, the smarter it gets, learning the words and phrases that I use the most. Wake up. Send email to Jack Helmick. Call the tutor. Go to body. Jack, comma, new paragraph. Can you call the tutor today and confirm that her fee is $25 an hour? Question mark. Her phone number is 978-898-2966, period. See you tonight, period. New paragraph. Mary. Send. Go to sleep. By using your voice to interact with your computer, you can work faster and more accurately to get more done. With Dragon Naturally Speaking, there are endless possibilities for realizing your potential. So stop typing. Start speaking and doing.
So that's Dragon voice recognition, used more and more now as a productivity tool rather than its initial use, which was for disability. We find you can talk a lot quicker and the results are a lot better that come out of it as well. Certainly used a lot for people with a lot of dictation, used in hospitals. I was in a local council recently where they're looking to take this product on as well. So lots and lots of options within Dragon. The next one I've got for you here is a new product called Tobii PCI Go, and this is for clients or our own employees who've got problems with dexterity, who find it hard to use a mouse, who find it hard to use their arms in some way. This is quite a new one we've found, and I think certainly very interesting.
Tobii was founded in 2001. It was founded in Stockholm. Basically, the concept was that you could control any computer with your eyes. And we saw that had a great number of applications, and we wanted to bring that to market. Tobii is the world's largest eye tracking company. We create devices that gives people the ability to control a computer with your eyes only. Instead of pointing with the mouse, you would just look at something and then click with the key on the keyboard or click by tapping on the touchpad. For somebody who would have any form of disability or a motor disability, they could actually control the computer completely hands-free, only with their eyes, which gives them a great degree of freedom, and I think the #1 words they would use is independence. We are using a Dell Latitude 10, so we have made a system where you can connect an eye tracker to Dell Latitude 10, so people with disabilities can communicate and access the internet wherever they are. If the Dell hardware has any problems, you can call a call center number and you can get a next day in-home support, which is very appreciated by our disabled users, since they have a great need for this device in order to access the internet or even communicate. So the ability to have Dell support next day in home is a great service offering to this community. Users are constantly coming up with new ways of applying the technology to do new things. I think the opportunities are limitless because you're controlling computers. You can just as well turn the question around and ask, what are people doing with computers? And whatever people want to do with computers, they can do with their eyes. So we have animators, advanced graphical animators who are actually animating their pictures with eye gaze. And so instead of moving the mouse, they would move their eyes and draw the lines with their eyes. You can also go into the gaming industry. It's a very exciting movement. So imagine if you were playing a game and you were looking at the character in the game, and the character would actually start interacting with you because you're actually looking at it. So in essence, the game becomes much more immersive and you add communication bandwidth between the player and the game. A very strong practical application is also the ergonomics field, so people with mouse arm. So a problem with using computers today is that you sit in the front of the computer, but then when you want to click, you need to have your hand out here to the right, and that movement is actually very strenuous for your shoulder. So if you could move the workspace to what we call the 0 position, so right in front of you, you would save a lot of pain for a lot of people and you would increase the productivity. We also see key and leading hospitals where the problem is when patients come in and they had an accident, they may have a ventilator so they can't communicate. So in that sense, what they're doing today is they're guessing, they're blinking, and they're doing that kind of measures. If you put an eye gaze systems in front of them, they can actually freely communicate with the doctor. Where am I in pain? What can we do together? And essentially adding that communication bandwidth between the patient and the doctor improves the level of care. I would like to really spread the word to the community that people can really get help by eye tracking. If you want more information, please visit our website, www.tobii.com.
We recognise that productivity is the key driver for organisations. So things like the Dragon speech is certainly one of those things. Proofreading options through text once again helps the organisation and the individuals within that organisation to improve the productivity. We mentioned that we work with dedicated partners. These are fantastic in the fact that we no longer have to go around the hoops and loops. They come directly back to us with any issues. So it really means we get the right technology in place. And as I mentioned before, we offer training on all of the solutions, from the hearing loss right through to dyslexia and everything else. We're always looking at new technologies. Everything new that comes out, we take a look at, we get in and we get trial, and we'll try and put those things back into the marketplace to help you as well. And suppose finally to wrap up, we're happy to come in and visit you. We do a lot of talks around the area, and we'd be happy to come in and just take you through what is on offer at the moment. it is a market that changes all of the time, and the trade shows are very prevalent. Like I said, we'd be happy to come in and have a chat with you on any of these elements. So, I'd like to hand back over to John now, please.
Okay, thank you, Howard. That was particularly interesting. A list of products, some of which I haven't seen myself before, and I think the videos in some ways helped because it did show, well, it whetted my appetite, I suppose, for a lot of these ideas, and I can see exactly how they might be beneficial to people. But I have noticed from some of the questions that have come in that people were a little bit concerned about the background music on some of those. I'm assuming that that was just on their promo videos and it's not a necessary part of the actual software when you go and get these things like Supernova or was it Text Help or whatever?
No, it's the videos themselves, unfortunately, John. We're perhaps not set up in the best situation here, so yeah, apologies for that. What we can do is this link will be on the web. I can also put the link into those videos themselves so people can actually listen to them. So no, the quality of the product is particularly good. It's just the fact that our technology or sort of my technology for presenting today is probably not the best.
Okay, well, thanks for that. I mean, some of it, I sort of, my problem probably, but I have trouble sort of getting, there were so many different aspects of these technologies that you could use, and I just wonder whether we might, if there is any call from the listeners, whether actually dealing with just a single product in a webinar might be quite helpful for some people. But if you're happy to do that, Howard, and we get a sort of interest from the listeners, then maybe we can think about that.
Most definitely. We could certainly put about a half hour aside for all of those topics, for hearing, for dyslexia, for mobility. I'd be happy to do some talks and use my own experience for how I've dealt with situations in the workplace. Okay,
now that'll be great. We'll see what feedback we get, apart from the terrible background music, which seems to be quite prevalent on the questions. But there's a few many questions here. An interesting one here is, why is hearing loss becoming more prevalent? Is this due to the aging workforce? I certainly know that of my own situation. Or have you experienced problems with hearing loss amongst call center users, for example?
That is a good call, actually. I've been out to 2 or 3 in the last month in call centers that have got hearing loss. Now, whether the issues have been caused by the call centers or whether that's just inherent anyway, I'm not qualified to say. But just the fact the assessments we're going out to are a lot more to do with hearing. I suppose we're all getting older as well. People are working a lot later these days than they probably would have done. And the advent of conference calls is a lot more than it used to be, I suppose. So people are now finding issues around certainly data over voice type phones as well. That's one of the big things I come across, where the clarity perhaps of the call is not as good as it used to be. So a lot of issues around that part.
Right, yes. Again, some issues there that I hadn't probably thought about. But okay, that's. I'll quickly move on to another here. Yes, in terms of the support that companies can get, there's somebody here asking about they regularly work with Access to Work for different needs that their workforce have got, but they're sort of governed as to how far they can go with these. Is there any way of influencing the supplier through Access to Work, is the question.
It's very difficult in a way, because Access to Work have a list of recommended products that they will put out, and to be honest, not always updated very well. I don't think a lot depends on the actual individual assessor sometimes. But no, once you purchase a product, depends on what particular option you buy. Some products come with license upgrades, so after the year, once the upgrades finish, you can sort of take on extra support, but it is very difficult. I suppose what we have uniquely is we've got direct contact into the supplier, so many times I will go back to the Dolphins of the world or into even Nuance and say, look, we've got a user here with a particular problem. Can you help us with it? I think that's our unique USP from that perspective.
Okay, and well, and there's a question here that links into that really. Someone is saying here, I'm looking for aids for smartphones, which you mentioned earlier, and people with dyslexia. Is there anything out there?
There are, certainly the iPhones themselves are very good these days. Siri, which is the voiceover piece of the iPhones, was designed for the accessibility market. And certainly every phone that I've come across, smartphone-wise these days, has the ability to voice over text. You can change the font color, font size. You can do a lot now through the standard accessibility functions of most smartphones. It's just a matter of getting in there. Certainly, and a good place to look is get on YouTube and have a look at how people have used their own phones to get around particular issues. So yes, certainly there's a lot of help now for people with smartphones.
Excellent. Okay, we're beginning to run out of time, and there are a number of questions asking about the pricing and the availability of different assessments offered by Posturite. Because of the variability there, I'm not sure that's something we can particularly get into now, but and probably something that if you can, Howard, if you can answer that on the website, so people have got some sort of ballpark figures for that. Unless you have something simple and quick to say on those issues now.
The prices vary depending on the actual assessment, but there is a list of these, and we can get these published for you.
Okay. One final question here. Will you, Howard, be at the Workplace Health Symposium? And I'm not sure, it doesn't say here which, Thursday the 28th of April. Will you be there for a chat for those people that attend?
I would love to be. I'll just check my diary, but I would love to make an attendance, yes.
But certainly I'm sure that if you are unable, then people can ask questions and arrange appointments that you could perhaps go and visit or whatever.
Most definitely. Like I said, happy to go out and visit anybody for any occasion. Okay.
Well, I think we need to stop now and let people get out on their cross-country runs for sport relief. So I'd like to thank you once again, Howard, for a very interesting presentation, which is obviously becoming of great importance to a lot of our listeners. So thank you again for that. Now, for those of you still with us, we hope you'll be able to come back for our next webinar, which should be on April the 15th this year, when we're hoping to have a presentation from the HSE on the update to the manual handling guidance, which I think would be very interesting if we succeed in getting that, and we are. It looks really positive at the moment. So thank you all for listening. I hope you have a good afternoon, and I'll say goodbye.